What's going on, Sagittarius? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to your collective Sagittarius message. Today we are going to be getting into 2 decks to see what it is that Spirit has for you, what Spirit wants you to be aware of, and things of that nature. You can expect your Sagittarius messages to be dropped on Mondays, and then you get elemental messages dropped on Fridays with Aries and Leo as well, okay? We are going to be going into the Thoth Tarot deck as well as the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck, okay? And these messages may or may not resonate with you all. However, if you need more clarification, confirmation, guidance, support, or assistance with your personal energy, please do make sure that you click the link in the description area and book your session or service, okay? With that being said, let's go ahead and get started getting into your message or your messages. All thanks and praise to the Most High. You know their hearts and you know their situations. Can you please give us the cards that we need in order for Sagittarius to be able to receive the message at hand with an open mind and an open heart? I ask that you give me the words to be able to articulate this message as best as possible, as well as clear anything standing in the way of their clarification, confirmation, transformation, and healing at this time. Ashe. Okay. Spirit, what is it that you have for Sagittarius? What is it that you want Sagittarius to know at this time? Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Spirit, is there anything else that you need Sagittarius to know out of this deck? We can take a couple more. One at least, but... And there they are. I think that's a couple, like I said. Okay. All right, Sagittarius. Going into the Thoth Tarot deck, the first card that you have out is the 7 of Disc in reverse. So at this time, Sagittarius, I most definitely want you to pay attention to things that you are holding on to, things, people, thought processes, or items, that you're holding on to that you feel like you need to let go of, right? You know, it's like, how can I say this? It's like you have a knowing that this is something that needs to be let go of. However, you're not sure of how you're supposed to let go of it, or maybe even why you're supposed to let go of it. And sometimes, in all honesty, the why is not important, right? Like when Spirit shows up and Spirit speaks to you or starts presenting things to you where it's putting you in a position where you pretty much have to make a decision, it's best to make the decision that you know you need to make. It's not much to be confused about, and I do get that. With this 2 of Swords showing up, it's like some pros and some cons, or, you know, some type of, you know, like juggling in your mind space that has you thinking like, what am I supposed to do? Like, how am I supposed to move forward? You want to really, really, really be honest with yourself, right? And that honesty will show up in the way that you feel about the situation. Not necessarily what you think about the situation. And I get that with this Ace of Cups showing up, right? When you find yourself in a position to where it's kind of complicated for you to make a decision, you can do a number of different things, right? But following your energetic, your internal GPS. So when you think about the situation, when you think about it, and not necessarily for the instant gratification, but picturing yourself, you know, your future self, is the decision that you're making right now conducive to who you know you are or want to be or become? Does that make sense? And if you want to make a decision now that will benefit you in your future. So please do think about that. Feel your way through it. Like, that's like, feel your way through it. That's the best way that I can say that. That's the best way that they have given it to me to present that to you, right? Feel your way through it. You don't want to necessarily, you don't have to, and you don't want to necessarily constantly keep on holding on to something that is hindering you from, operating at your next best level, whatever that may be for you, okay? You have the Knight of Wands that shows up in reverse. So that is pretty much indicating, like, the very thing that I just said. You probably like, I ain't got time for that shit. Like, nope, I'm not doing it, right? Like, I'm not doing it. You're running away from making the decision, or you're running away from letting these things go. Things or people, whatever it is that you need to move on from. It's like a part of you just really does not want to do that, which then constantly puts you in this position of having to experience this 10 of Cups in reverse. This is an energy of, like, unsatisfactory energy, right? Like, not really emotionally fulfilled, okay? But you have to realize, or you have to understand and understand that you're really in control of the energies that you allow yourself to experience, right? Based on the decisions that you make, especially when you probably know you need to let go of something and you have yet to make the decision to let it go because you can possibly see the potential of what you want it to be. And when you look at the potential of what you want it to be, you have to understand, love, that that's not yet a reality, right? This is something that you're moving towards, or you're fighting towards, or you're wanting to bring into fruition. But if the energy is not in alignment, if the energy of what you're currently experiencing is not in alignment with the energy that you know you want to experience, then you have to, again, like I said, like, decide what you need to let go of that will put you in a position to being able to receive whatever it is that, whatever energy that you want to receive and or experience, right? And then with this 4 of Wands showing up, they're clearly saying that, like, everything that begins has an ending to it at some point. Whether that ending comes in a way that you want it to come or not, it happens when it needs to, how it needs to, where it needs to, why it needs to, with whomever it needs to happen with, right? Because you're on a journey and you're going through processes. You're constantly going through processes. Even when you heal from one situation, you're going through another situation and you're learning new things, whether it's about yourself, about people around you, the environment. Like, it doesn't really matter, right? You're always learning something new, again, about yourself or somebody else or something else that is connected to you. Allowing those cycles to end when and where they need to end is what's best. Like, why hold on to something that's over? You know what I mean? If you were on a merry-go-round or some type of a roller coaster or something, you wouldn't stay sitting in the seat, or you wouldn't stay sitting in the seat, or you wouldn't stay on the ride when your turn is over. When it's over, it's over. And if you have to get off and then go back in line to get on it again, that's another thing. But just staying there, they're not going to restart the ride if you're not willing to get off and let somebody have that experience, if you understand what I'm explaining. Spirit, what is the message that you have for Sagittarius in this deck? Please give us the cards that we need in order for us to be able to receive the message at hand with an open mind and an open heart. Thank you. We're looking for at least one more. See, this is crazy. People be wondering, like, why do I like reading? And I think from now on, I'm probably going to start using 2 decks to do messages with, just so that we can get the confirmation that we need. First of all, underneath this deck is faith. Okay, this is how you move forward, with faith. trusting that everything is happening exactly as it needs to, trusting that, you know, everything is happening and playing out for your better good. There is nothing blocking you. You may look at it as a blockage, but trust me when I tell you that it's not, okay? The first card out of the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck is Trickery. And that's the energy of like, you can't play yourself. I mean, how can I say this? You may think like at some point you be trying to play yourself, but from a soul level, the energy from your heart space, right? And everything really flows from your heart space. So the energy from your heart space is what is being projected out into the universe. And that is what the universe, the Most High, your angels, ancestors, that's the energy that they're responding to. So even if you're in a position to where you're allowing yourself to currently settle for one thing or another, your soul is still putting that energy out, saying like that you want what it is that your heart desires. Okay, so you're going to be put in situations, circumstances, around people, or whatever the case may be, that eventually allow you or help you get into alignment with what your heart is saying that it desires when it comes to this universal energy that you're putting out there, right? So yes, it does come a time where you want to sit back and like reevaluate what it is that you said that you wanted, or what it is that you feel like you want, because it's calling you to go through a sense of renewal, like to and not going back to the drawing board, but to really start over from where you are, to like, you know, it's a sense of renewal that needs to happen for you at this time. And do not be afraid, right? Do your best not to be afraid of the unknown, of what you think is uncertain or what seems to be uncertain. With this mysticism card here, that's really talking about the unknown. Like, again, going back even into that faith energy. Have faith that you are always being guided. You are always protected. Even when you can look at a situation or a circumstance and you think like, oh, this shit fucked up, or this ain't happening like I thought it was supposed to happen. It's okay. It's happening exactly how it needs to happen, right? The only thing that you really have control over is how you react and respond to any type of situation, circumstance, person, obstacle, challenge, you know, whatever it is that's in front of you. You have the ability to decide how you want to react and respond to it. And then in that moment, you can decide what you need to do next or what you need to do moving forward. Again, allowing your emotions to like, or the way that you feel, your emotions in or the way that you feel, to guide you through the process. Not necessarily to control you, but to guide you. And that will help you a whole lot. Like, that will help you tremendously to start paying more attention to how sad things make you feel, or to, you know, what actually presents itself to you, so that you can decide like, is this what I want? No, I don't want to experience that. Like, that ain't something that I like to feel. I don't like feeling like, I don't like what I feel like when I'm being lied to. I don't like what it feels like for me when people betray me, right? I don't like what it feels like when I get bad news, or whatever the case may be. And then when you identify like, oh, I don't like the way that feels, you can always like associate yourself with a more pleasurable or a more high vibrational energy that will still like lead you into the direction that you know your heart is desiring to go in. Okay? So I am going to leave this part of the message here. Please do like take heed to it, because it will be very, very helpful. Y'all know how much I had to go through when I was starting this reading. I kept on having to do it over and over. Like, so it was like still knowing when to stop something and be willing to start something new, right? I do hope that this has brought you some type of clarification, excuse me, confirmation, or has assisted you in some type of way, shape, or form. Please do make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. Again, your messages will be dropped on Mondays, and then the elementals will be dropped on Fridays in conjunction with Aries and Leo. And with that being said, I do hope you have a great day, or a great evening or night, or whatever it is when you're ending this message. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.